Hello guys and welcome back to NPL Minors week 8. Sorry. So this week we're up against Fries, a fellow Dutchman. And unfortunately for you guys and also just in general, the replay is currently lost. So I think most of you already know, but Shoulder had a little bit of an issue with the replay and the server it was stored on. And as of now, the replays are back and running, so future matches won't be affected, but all the replays of the past are currently not accessible. It's still not fully known if they are completely lost or not, but for now I will just do a team builder, then I will quickly go over how the match went a little bit from what I can remember by head. And that will be it. So the upload probably will be a bit shorter. Also have to get this out as soon as possible. So first of all, let's go over teams real quickly. So my team still is the same. So his team consists of McGardevoir, Infinite, with ZX's Tyranitar, Scizor, Gliscor, Goodra, Gengar, Blastoise, Licky, Electrode, and Leafeon. So right off the bat, I see McGardevoir pretty big threat. I don't have a great McGardevoir switch-ins because mainly my best fairy resist is a Quillfish, and Quillfish does not take on McGardevoir that well. Infinite with Z-axis can also be quite threatening actually, if there's like C coverage for mons like Slowbro for example. It can definitely have, and also can have like the right coverage for most of my mons, then priority for things like Mega Doom. So definitely a really scary mon. Tyranitar is also pretty annoying, mainly because it can kind of with a Chopper Berry could pursue Trap Alakazam like all the time, and overall offensively does quite decently. Scizor does alright versus my team. I don't think it's amazing, I don't think it's that bad, so I could definitely see him bring him, but also could see him not bringing it. Gliscor is definitely pretty nice. You can tailor it to take on most Salamence there are, so I definitely expect him that this is one of his ways to deal with Salamence, for example. Goodra is really annoying for mons like Alakazam again, but mainly my Mega Houndoom and Galvantula. And Galvantula had a pretty nice matchup against him offensively, but that Goodra can technically shut him down, so we have to work around that one. Then Gengar is a little bit the same as McGardevoir. I don't have the best switches to Gengar. Like my best ghost resist is a Mega Houndoom, and again he can just Sludge Wave it. Then Sylveon is pretty broken on the special side, just Sludge Wave it, so yeah, that's really threatening. Then Blastoise can be like the rapid spinner of the team. Overall, I think I can break it down. Of course, it does deal with for example Mega Houndoom to a certain extent. Licky is a little bit the same. It can be like the wish pass and the glue to the team. So can see it coming, cannot see it coming. Electrode can be quite annoying actually, because with Hidden Power Water or something for Rapierder and Mamoswine, if it's able to freely Volt Switch around my team and also outspeed my whole team, that's pretty annoying actually. And then Leafeon, I don't see him bringing Leafeon, but who knows, he has used in the past to some success. So that's his team, and let's now hop straight into the team I brought. So first of all, I went with a Dragon Dance Salamence with Outrage, Fly, Earthquake, and Draconium Z. So basically I went with more so this spread because mainly I saw like Gliscor as the main answer, and just quite some mons with Protect, and also Gliscor could have Protect, so definitely I didn't want to go with like Z Fly and then have the Fly locked down, so I thought Z Outrage also hits a little bit more of his mons a little bit harder, so I thought that's definitely nice, but I still wanted Fly to be able to touch some of his mons, hit them a little bit harder, and then Earthquake mainly there. If he brought like McGardevoir with Protect, I'm not shut down fully, so that's and Earthquake was like the coverage that was then the best, because it also hit some of his other mons, for example Tyranitar, and just some of his other mons it hit also super effectively. Then Cobalion was also more of an offensive spread, just there to set up Stealth Rocks mainly. Then his Dual Step hit most of his team pretty nicely. Sugar Berry, so it's main switch into mons like Tyranitar, switch into its Dual Step pretty well. And then Hidden Power Ice is mainly there for Gliscor, because Gliscor can be pretty annoying for Salamence. I thought Sugar Berry and Hidden Power Ice could definitely be a nice deck for it. Quillfish is really important this match. Why? It's a defensive pivot first of all, that's really nice. And with Aqua Jet, for certain of his mons, like for example Infinite and such, it can definitely be really nice. Poison Jab is mainly there for Mega Gardevoir, just if need be. And Spikes and Toxic Spikes are there, are the main reason for Quillfish this week, because his Blastoise is a rapid spinner, and I don't know if his Blastoise comes because I also have a Gourgeist, and overall his hazard move is not the greatest. So I definitely thought if I can get some spikes, some toxic spikes, I'm in a really great spot. So that's exactly what Quillfish is here to do. Then Slowbro, I needed something. I was thinking a long time. I just needed something to pivot in and out to make Gardevoir. So I went with an Assault Vest. Slowbro with quite a lot of depth, so it's not too geared by Hyper Voices. Then Scald, Ice Beam, Psyshock was just the best coverage for his team. And then Iron Tail was a nice deck to have for the Gardevoir, especially when it was more bulky, and also if it had the potential of Calm Mind. Then Mamoswine here is basically just a really offensive Mamoswine, and basically has the coverage it needs for his team with Earthblade, because most of the time I will just be spamming Earthquake, but in certain scenarios I might need Ice Cold Crash or Ice Shard, and there are some scenarios that the superpower might come in clutch, for example against a mon like Licky. And then I ultimately decided to just go with Mega Houndoom, because I thought I think I can whittle the Goodra. Also Dark Pulse plus Fire Blast was just it was just a great revenge for his team, and I thought, okay, then if we have Sludge Bomb, we also hit Mega Gardevoir pretty well, and we also hit the Infinite pretty well, and then just Super Fang to get rid of to do like a solid chunk every time to mons like that Goodra. So one thing I kind of overlooked was Tyranitar actually. I just noticed that in the game. So ultimately I will now just talk about the game and on top of my head. So the mons he ended up bringing were Mega Gardevoir, Infinite, Tyranitar, Gliscor, Gengar, Blastoise, and that was it. Those 6 he brought. He led off with Gengar while I led off with Cobalion. So I was looking to set up my rocks, but Gengar was in and I was like, ooh, this Gengar pretty big threat for my whole team. I thought, let me just go for Iron Head, do as much damage as possible. I don't think he will go for Focus Blast turn 1. And what you know, he goes to Shadow Ball, I live. He reveals to be live up. I do a solid chunk with Iron Head. Then I believe I let my Cobalion go down as the Gengar grabs a kill, but is now pretty low due to the live up hits and due to the Iron Head. So I go into Mega Houndoom. I pretty much fire off a Dark Pulse, as I believe he brings in something like Blastoise. I don't know by head. I go into Quillfish, take a Scald with ease, and then I go in Quillfish while he makes a nice double into the Gengar to apply some offensive pressure. But what you know, I have the Aqua Jet tag, so I'm able to kill off Gengar turn 2 or 3, which is really nice because that's a really big threat out of the way. So further along the game, don't know everything by play. I know some crucial points. So there's a situation where it's Quillfish versus Blastoise. Blastoise is basically just scalding me down, rapid spinning in between, and I'm just setting up my hazards, mainly spikes and also T-spikes. And in the end, he made a little bit of a misplay because I was Scald burnt eventually, but he takes Rocky Helmet Chip every time he spins, and he was just in range. He thought he also had Protect, so he thought, okay, let me just protect here while I just set up the Toxic Spikes. But then he did not notice that he was now in range. He did not notice that he was in range for me to just kill him with a Poison Jab. So I just went for the Poison Jab while he went into Gliscor, but then I was able to set up I think a layer of spikes, so Blastoise could not come in anymore. It would just die to hazard, so I effectively had set up my layer of Toxic Spike and a layer of spikes, while the Gliscor just went for a simple Protect, I believe. Basically just I don't know why exactly he did it. I think he was trying to see if I would outspeed him or not, and thought if I outspeed I would just attack him, otherwise I would switch out. And then I believe ultimately Quillfish pretty much dies, and then we're getting transitioning to more of the later in the game. Basically, at a certain point in time, well, a few of my mons have I have to look at it. So yeah, so Kabalion had hit a bullet, Quilfish had died, and basically I get in Salamence eventually, and what I was able to do was set up a Dragon Dance. So I was able to set up a Dragon Dance, and then okay, I have to think about this a little bit better. Oh yeah, I remember now. Okay, so basically, eventually his Torrenta was in, and I basically kind of had to pick a sack because it was inverse. My Slowbro was low, and I was thinking, okay, he has that Infernape in the back that looks pretty threatening actually, especially with Z-axis. So I thought it might be better to try to preserve Slowbro, but I thought I think he would just pursue. Like there was a few turns earlier he could have done it, but he set up his rocks, which was a great play. So now I thought he would definitely just go for that. But what you know, I switch out into Mamoswine because Mamoswine lives a Stone Edge, lives a Crunch, lives about anything. He just goes with Super Power, predicting my Mamoswine because a few turns earlier I also switched in Mamo, but then on the rocks. Now Mamoswine dies. It's a little bit unfortunate, but Mamoswine was like one of the breakers, and I kind of needed it for Gliscor mainly, because at that point Blasters was dead and Gengar was dead. But ultimately I thought I could have risked it, so then I went into Salamence. I just clicked Earthquake. I thought he will definitely not try to risk me setting up a Dragon Dance, and he did not, so I kill him with an Earthquake. I get a Moxie boost, he goes into Gliscor, and I was already looking earlier in the game what kind of Gliscor was, and I was thinking, okay, definitely could be that he's not max defensive, and also I was pretty much at 75%, so he would not kill with an Ice Fang. So I thought to myself, it's too risky for him to go for the protect. He also revealed it earlier to have to protect, and just protecting, well, I set up a DD. So ultimately I went with that Z outrage that turn. I'm at +1. He was not fully physically defensive. He actually ended up being, I can look it up because he sent a team to me, so it's a little bit chaotic, I know, guys, so try to bear with me. So basically yeah, he was 120 HP, 132 in defense. He was a pretty odd spread, basically to lift a lot of hits actually. So I was able to kill it off with the Z Outwitch, so that was really crucial. But then he went into the Mega Gardevoir, and basically I knew from that range, or not. Oh no, he went then into Infernape actually and revenged me with Infernape just with a simple Hidden Power Ice, and then he revealed the Life Orb to me, and then we are transitioning into that final stage of the match actually. But one thing I have to quickly go over was some things that happened a little bit earlier actually. I was getting ahead of me. So I've not told you about the scenario where it was Mega Gardevoir versus Slowbro. Well, basically I sacked Slowbro to the Mega Gardevoir, which was trying to like Wish Protect, because at Wish Protect mono Hyper Voice with Calm Mind. But I went for the Iron Tail. I connected it 2 times, so the Mega Gardevoir went down, and then he could just and then I tried to switch out my Slowbro on the Torrenta, so that's actually what happened. So Mega Gardevoir is now down, and basically it's Infernape versus the Salamence that just killed, so it's Infernape versus Mega Houndoom, and Slowbro. Rocks are up on my side. He had taken some spike damage, some life of damage, and he is poisoned. So that's really crucial because I have to get as much chip as possible, and I was really afraid of Z Infernape. But I saw the life up, and I was then doing my calcs, and I saw, oh, Mega Houndoom has not really hit the field, and it can definitely live a Vacuum Wave or a Mag Punch. While I was not exactly doing my calcs on Slowbro, and I believe it got critted, but I still think it was at a certain amount of health that it could actually, due to the AV, this PDF investment, take a Grass Knot from Infinite and also kill it. But I thought I was not. I was just doing my calcs on Houndoom, and Houndoom also looked to be able to live a hit, and Sludge Bomb would definitely put him in range of Life Orb plus poison damage, and that's exactly what it did. So basically Mega Houndoom did hit the bullet. hit the bucket because he went actually for a close combat, but it was basically a double down, slow blow lived to see the day, and it was a 1-0 victory in a really close game and a really fun game. And there were some nice predictions overall, and I think it was a really nice game. I don't think there was too much hacks involved, and overall a pretty great game. So that's it for me, guys. I hope you could follow a little bit about the match. I can give you a short recap, but basically Solomon snagged a few kills, that was pretty nice. I was able to effectively set up hazards with Curlfish. I think that was one of the key points this match. And then basically I was able to play around the Infinite in the end game, and also the Mega Gardevoir and dealing with Gengar early, so I dealt with his offense quite nicely, and with the hazards my team was able to prevail. That's it for me, guys, and next week we will be facing Techno. Will definitely be a tough game, also a game that decides a little bit of the playoffs and the standings. But yeah, I've been having some trouble with building and just finding the right motivation. So I hope we will prevail. We will just have to see how that match will go. So I will see you next week, guys. Bye.